Hello good people of YouTube and welcome to my channel. This video is an impromptu and unexpected unboxing, if you can call it that, of what I hope are the mounted gunfighters for Dead Man's Hand. There's a Kickstarter on at the moment and there's been a lot of interest in some of my older videos as a result of that. So I reached out to Stuart at Great Escape Games and just asked if there was any way I could acquire, purchase, get hold of, beg, borrow, or steal an early sample to do this video. And I was very kindly sent this envelope here, which I am now going to open for your edification and viewing pleasure. So I've not even had a look myself yet. I can't get my fingers in. So here we are. Ooh. I absolutely love the Dead Man's Hand stuff that Great Escape Games do. I've bought two of their box sets, the kind of beginner's box, because it comes with 3 houses, 3 single-story buildings, and some gunfighter, plastic gunfighter sprues, and lots of bits and pieces. So, right, there we have it. And I like the look of this already. Let's get this out of the way first of all. There's some oval bases for the horses. For anyone who's familiar with Renedra bases, it's very much that kind of thing. So yeah, 5 bases, 5 horses, and 5 gunfighters. So we'll deal with the horses first, and let's have a look at what we've got. Right, I've just noticed that the sprues, the horse bodies, are lettered. So we've got A and A. I'm not going to cut anything off the sprues in this video. There's B and B there, but I would be curious to know if any of these are interchangeable. So the next Dead Man's Hand video I do, which will be building these and possibly painting them as well, I will look at that. And obviously, those of you who've seen any of my previous videos will know that I like to do scale comparisons. So that will be something else. This is a Wargames Atlantic horse, and I will be building these Dead Man's Hand horses and just seeing what they look like in comparison to other stuff that's on the market. I do actually have a metal horse here, which is a Great Escape Games. It's riderless horse. They do a pack of riderless horses. I think you get 2 in a pack. And I can't remember if they just do 2 different horses or whether they do lots of different horses, but I've got a few of them kicking around. So I got this one out as well, just so that you could see how compatible they are with the new plastics. And it all looks very good. I must admit, I do like their plastic sprues. Very good quality. So yeah, there's 5 different horses there. I'm trying to maneuver the sprue, but I've actually got my camera mounted on a selfie tripod and it's in the way, so that's proving more challenging. But anyway, horse A there, horse B there, horse C there, horse D there, and horse E at the end there. And then I wonder if you only get 5 heads. Looks like you do. Sometimes you get extra heads when you get a horse sprue like the Perrys do, an extra head. But here we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 horse heads. Lots of other extras though, and again, that's another good thing about Dead Man's Hand plastics. You do get lots of scenery, lots of little bits of paraphernalia with all the sprues, guns, bags, cats, dogs, all sorts. So again, if you check out my previous videos, and I will try and get them into a playlist at some point, you'll see all the extra bits and pieces that come with the Dead Man's Hand stuff and what I've done with them. But here, so we've got some saddle bags, blanket rolls. That looks like a water bottles or canisters. Plenty of stuff there, and that is just for the horses. So 5 horses, 5 heads, 5 oval bases. I'm not sure if I'll use these, not because I don't like them. I love them, I think they're great, but I've already committed to mounting horses on these square or rectangular Renedra bases. I've got lots of these and I've only got 5 of these. So I may or may not use them. I'm not sure yet, because obviously the reason why I asked for this early and was very kindly, given it, I told you it was in the way, was because I've got some plastic gunfighters that I want to do mounted versions of. So I'm just straightening up again because my OCD wouldn't allow the grid on this cutting mat to be off. Right, and there are some familiar looking elements on this already. I'm very pleased to see that we've got the same style of heads on the mounted riders as we have on the regular Gunfighters sprues, because of course that means you can do mounted versions. So I'm looking at the stuff that I recognize from my previous builds. I have done some reviews of the other sprues in amongst everything else. I've got several long videos. I've been building an Old West town. So if you check those out, please like and subscribe if you're into Dead Man's Hand and you haven't done already. I'm just looking there, there's a nice, very nice lasso arm there, in the process of being thrown or released, and some rope in that one. So there's some familiar elements, which is great. There even looks like there might be a cooking pot there. This is cool. And again, if you've seen my previous videos, you will know that, you know, when I take all these little bits and pieces, I don't necessarily put them on the figures in question. I will use them to make these little vignettes, and as I've talked about in a previous video, I like to put them on a round base. I'll be doing this for Warhammer the Old World as well. I'll be doing it for my historical stuff. So this isn't just something that I'm going to do for Dead Man's Hand. It's something I'll be doing right through my wargaming. But these are all accessories that you get on other sprues with Dead Man's Hand, the scenic scatter or the street scatter, I think they call it. And if you do this and split the bases, you can put them on the wargaming table like that as a nice objective marker or something, and it all looks very lovely. Or you can have them up against the side of a building or a wall. If you just do half, you can actually place that against a wall or a building or the edge of a wargaming table. But also, if you cut your bases all to the, you know, same size and in the same place, you can swap different halves to create these different bits of scenery, and you know, you can just kind of use them either way round. So that's the kind of thing I like to do with all the extra bits that you get on the sprues here. So I won't be going crazy and sticking, like I'm looking at that cooking pot there and thinking, yeah, what could I do with that? Well, I actually sculpted a campfire for the Battleforge years ago, and I'm wondering if I could actually hang that over the campfire. I could make a sort of a little vignette there. There's a hat there on its own, and again I've used that off a different sprue on some scenery. So I will be doing some more Dead Man's Hand videos, but I just wanted to go through this sprue. We've got all the same kind of stuff that you get on the normal Gunfighters, but obviously we've got legs here which are for mounting on the horses. I have decided that I'm not going to glue my riders onto the horses because I will be using this sample sprue that Great Escape Games have kindly sent me. I will be using this to create mounted versions of some of my gunfighters. Now I've done my own gang. I don't know if you can see that. That's my sort of gang leader, if you like. So I've already spotted some of the elements that I'll be using to make a mounted version of him. But when he dismounts, I still want to be able to use the plastic horse to represent his horse wherever it's tied up or left. So if we take this one, I'm not going to do this for all 7 of my gang for obvious reasons, and in fact 2 of them are female. So I'm hoping at some point we'll get a female gunslingers gunfighters box, but I'm probably jumping the gun a bit there, no pun intended. But yeah, if we look at him, I did see there, you see that's the head with the kind of top hat that I used for my leader. So I'll be using that again. There are obviously some, you know, pistol arms. I probably won't have him shooting 2 guns from the saddle. And the long coat is this one here. And again, if you've seen my previous videos, you will remember I probably mentioned I had a little bit of trouble getting legs to fit inside the coattails of that jacket. I actually had to trim the sides of his buttocks off completely on these legs to get them to fit in the position that I wanted to. So a bit of kit bashing went on there because I think that's probably, I don't know if it's a design issue or whether I chose the wrong legs for that torso with the long coattails. I don't know, but anyway, it was easy to remedy. Just shave a bit off until I got it fitting the way I wanted to, and then glued it in. So that is my I keep wanting to call him a hero, but I haven't decided if it's a good gang or a bad gang. Anyway, so yeah, we've got the jacket that I'll be using there with the coattails to do the mounted version of that guy, and I will probably have him shooting 1 pistol, but I'm not sure what to do with the other arm. There we are, that's what I was looking for. We've got some arms there which look like they are gripping the reins. So yeah, this is a very, very nice sprue. I love the sculpts. They're chunky in the way that we, you know, expect our wargaming miniatures to be these days, and that's not a criticism, that is a good thing. I know that Perry's make some very beautiful miniatures, and they're quite realistic. So often you find if you're trying to kit bash with some Perry historicals that the proportions are slightly thinner than you get with heroic scale wargaming, but these are these hit that sort of sweet spot of being just the right amount of chunky for that heroic scale, and I think they work brilliantly. I will be doing a kit bashing video next. As I said, I will build these, and I will look at some kit bashing. I'm just going to show you this. She's not on the sprue, obviously, but this is one of my newer creations, and this is from the Gunfighters 2, which is the female Gunfighters. So the body, the skirt, legs, skirt, the torso, they were used from that sprue, as too was the hen or chick or whatever. The arms have come from, let me get this right, Fireforge, Northern Realms, Folk Rabble. So that's where I got the arms from, and basically, in that box there's an arm holding this sort of basket, which I imagined would be full of corn to feed the hens with, and she's got her pistol at the ready because she's defending her farmstead. I had to do a hand swap there. So I took an arm that was holding a sickle or scythe or something, cut the hand off, and then used a hand from the Gunfighters 2 sprue to glue on there. So this is the kind of thing that I like to do with Dead Man's Hand stuff, is just kit bash and kit bash and kit bash. I'm showing you this in this video because she only made a brief appearance at the end of my longer video. I think it's the video that was entitled Kitbashing Oathmark Fantasy Humans or something, where I looked at, making historical miniatures, Irish Kern, that kind of thing. So yeah, there is a video. It's had rather a lot of views. I think it's had 10 or 11,000 views, that particular video, which I'm just amazed about, frankly, given that I haven't been doing this very long. And I do know that obviously Dead Man's Hand is a more niche game than some of the fantasy stuff. So of course I was doing Dead Man's Hand videos and getting a couple of hundred views and feeling very chuffed about that. And then I ended up just doing an Oathmark and a sort of medieval / fantasy YouTube video and kit bash, and the next thing I know it's got like 10,000 views, and I'm thinking, whoa, how did that happen? Anyway, so this is a figure that I've created. I will be doing a lot more about kit bashing in other videos. I didn't want to take away from obviously what this is about, because I think the Kickstarter is still going. I'm not sure how many days are left on it, but this was launched. A Kickstarter was launched, and as far as I'm aware, it's done quite well. It's hit a lot of stretch goals. I don't know when the stuff will be available in the shops. Personally, I've never really got involved in the Kickstarter thing. When I used to sculpt my own miniatures, I never released anything through Kickstarter. It was always self-funded when I got it into production, and then I just hoped for the best. So, and I've never bought anything through a Kickstarter. I've never pledged or anything, so it's unfamiliar territory for me. So I can't speak with any kind of experience or knowledge. I just know a lot of people are doing it. It works really well. Big companies are doing it. Obviously Great Escape Games, they've had the tooling done and everything, because we've got the sprues, so it's all there. So if you're into Kickstarters and you fancy pledging, then I'll try and include the link. That is if it's still live. It may have finished by the time you see this video. I think now it may only have a day or two left, if that, but I'm not entirely sure. So yeah, if you're not getting hold of these through Kickstarter, then I guess they'll be on general release in the months to come. But I just wanted to share the love for the game and these models. I do think they're awesome. I will be building some more plastic gunfighters now that I've seen what the mounted sprues have to offer. When these come out in my local hobby store, or when they're released on the Great Escape Games website, I will be getting some more. I understand as well that North Star figures actually sell a lot of miniatures for the game, so that's another website that you guys can check out. If I can get links in the description, I will. But yeah, I just really wanted to just do a video where we have a really good look at what you get. So I haven't really got much more information about these. I have a feeling, because obviously on this sprue you can make 5 riders, and on this sprue you can make 5 horses, and there are 5 bases. I have heard that the box, when it's done, will come with 10 horses and 10 riders, but I don't know if that's the case. But yeah, so that's it really. I just wanted to pour over, and again, I'm just spotting things, you know. We've got the usual kind of the stock of a shotgun and the barrel, so that you can glue that on separately. You could even glue it at an angle like it's being loaded. All the stuff that we're used to. And I know very quickly as well, if you haven't bought any Dead Man's Hand stuff, but you decide that you want to after watching this video, the sprues for the riders, and also the figures that you get in the Gunfighter and Gunfighter 2 boxes, they have these curious things here. It took me a while to work out what they were, just because the shape was so odd. But of course, when you look at the rest of the sprue, you realise it's the holster without the gun in. So that's the only thing that I think, if you've not encountered this before, that's the only thing that's going to throw you. It threw me briefly until I realised. So yeah, you've got empty holsters with guns in, lots of arms with different weapons, and then we've got some rope. We've got a hand with some rope in. We've got the lasso being thrown. We've got this wonderful cooking pot here, which I want to do stuff with. We've even got rifles or repeaters or shotguns that are in bags or holsters or whatever. That would actually look, I think that would look quite good strapped to somebody's back. Probably not historically accurate, but very in keeping with the kind of movie, the world of the movies and so on. So yeah, there are the 5 mounted figures. And as I said, I'm really glad that the heads kind of reflect the Gunfighter sprue, because I will be, let's just pull another one up and see what we've got here. That's a good one. So I've used those heads, so you can see, I think that's him on the end there. Yeah, so I will be doing mounted versions. I need to green stuff in there because I actually trimmed down the holster there, but I'll be dealing with that in a different video. I've also got some green stuffing videos, which I've promised you guys I will do, how to use green stuff and so on. I know it can be a bit daunting when you first start modelling with green stuff and milliput. It seems to be a dark art, but it's actually very, very easy once you get familiar with it, and I use it all the time. But yeah, so those are some of my gunfighters that I will be doing mounted versions of. So that's it. Thanks to Stuart, and I think it was Eamon who packed my order as well. Thanks to Stuart at Great Escape Games for sending me these. I really do appreciate it. So this was a deep dive and just 25 minutes of love for these models and sprues, with my camera in a selfie tripod that I've had to try and work around. I think I might get used to it, but it's been a bit clunky. So just to finish off with, to let you know where I'm going next, I'm now going to try and pick this up and show you some of my previous videos. You guys will remember I have done lots of kit bashes and conversions on these wonderful, beautiful plastic buildings that Great Escape Games do. And you can normally buy a single story or a 2-story building that comes with a separate roof section. There are some different designs for the roof sections, but you get a ground floor and you might get a second story with a balcony and so on. I have done at least 3 really long videos where I look at, building these kind of townscapes and what you can do. So a very thorough deep dive into all the parts, but I dug this one out just to use at the end of this video. So I will be painting these now, but you can see from this how I've taken floors and walls and made extra stories. I think I can go as high as 4 or 5. This one's just a 3-story example. The other thing I wanted to try and show you, if I can get the camera in close enough, is I've trimmed a couple of the window bars off to make it look like the window's open. So I'll be doing lots of stuff like that, but please check out my other videos for more details on how I've created all this, and also how I put together some terrain bits that will sit against walls or the sides of buildings like I've done there. So now I've got these mounted gunfighters. As I said, there's some bits and pieces on there that I'm already thinking, oh, I could do this, I could do that. I've also featured the Great Escape wagons that they do. These are lovely. I've sculpted a haystack for the Battle Forge. That's still available via Ainsty Castings and the Battle Forge website, but I converted that. I added some extra green stuff, bits of hay that you can see there, chiseled out the inside so that it would fit over a wagon. There's a video that deals with that. I've also built my gang of 7 gunfighters. So I will be painting those, but before I do, I will be building some mounted versions of these guys. I will be doing scale comparisons once they're built. So we've got Wargames Atlantic horse and a Wargames Atlantic light horse. There is a subtle difference. We've got the Great Escape metal riderless horses. I will be pulling out some other horses as well, so that when I've built this sprue here, I will be doing some scale comparisons for you guys. I will also recap some of the kit bashing. That's not focused, has it? Kit bashing that I've done there. So I've got lots to cover in my next great Dead Man's Hand series of videos. But I'm going to have to alternate between Dead Man's Hand and Warhammer the Old World, and some of the other things I'm interested in, so that I can keep the momentum going on YouTube with all of those things. And finally, just to finish off with, I picked up these guys. I did actually see a very interesting documentary. I think it was on PBS, I think. I've got the app on one of my TVs. And it was actually about Buffalo Soldiers and the role that they played, and how what seems to be the case is a lot of the more unique and interesting units or people in history seem to be written out, and the Buffalo Soldiers have not had all the kind of historical cover that they should have had, if you like. Anyway, it was a very interesting documentary about Buffalo Soldiers and I think the American Civil War, perhaps. And I found these, again, Dead Man's Hand, Great Escape Games. So there is a gang that I will be painting up. I'll be unboxing those in a separate video. As I said, this was about the sprues, but as with all my videos, I'll unbox something, I'll look at it, and then I go off on a tangent because the ideas start coming thick and fast. So thanks again to Stuart at Great Escape Games for sending me these samples. I will be building those over the coming weekend and getting a video out next week. Thank you guys for sticking with me for half an hour while I share the love for everything that is Dead Man's Hand. Please like the video if you've enjoyed watching it. Please subscribe if you haven't subscribed to my channel already. I think I'm getting closer to the kind of 900 subscribers mark, almost at 1,000. I'm hoping to get there before Christmas. That would be a nice milestone to reach, since I've only been doing this sort of 6 or 7 weeks and I haven't been able to do as much as I wanted to because of ill health and other pressures. But hopefully I'll be able to get on more of a roll and do this more regularly. So thanks guys, please take care. I'll be doing another video shortly, which will be about green stuff, because I know I've had a lot of requests for that, and I'll be doing some more Warhammer the Old World as well, but all that's to come. Thanks again. Please smash that like button, please subscribe to my channel, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one.